To all intents and purposes, the fun-loving criminals could have walked straight out of a Quentin Tarantino movie. They look like gangsters and they walk like gangsters. So are they gangsters? Well, no, not really. They dress the way they dress to impress their family. The albums Come Find Yourself and 100% Colombian have produced several hit singles and made Huey a star. And his more than passing resemblance to a young Robert De Niro hasn't done him any harm. So, fun-loving criminals, the truth, and mostly the truth.
Being a youth in New York City, you're given a lot of opportunities that a lot of other people sometimes aren't given and maybe shouldn't be given. I was given an opportunity and I kind of went for the quick buck. I got in trouble. I was young enough. And, you know, God bless, I was able to go and serve my country instead of, you know, getting poked in the butt in jail. Well, I never wanted to get up early ever again after being in the Marines because you get up very early at an average 4 a.m. So I figured I wanted to just kind of wake up around 4 in the afternoon from now on. So the only way to do that would be working at night. And there were a couple options open to me at that point. There was an embalming job open, but that kind of stuff didn't appeal to me. But working at a nightclub did. So I got a job as a busboy. And my first night of work, I saw, what was that, the George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic. And I didn't know they played for like 8 hours. So we were there till like 5 in the morning. You know, we were the guys who worked at the club who were in a band. There were a couple of guys who worked at the club that were in bands. One was like a hardcore band, one was a metal band, and then there was us. So if any band kind of like canceled the opening gigs, our boss would make one of the bands that were working for him play for free because we were already getting paid being busboys or bar backs or what have you. So over a year and a half, we played like friends' parties and things like that. And somebody came down, some like really official looking guy with a card that said CEO, EMI Records, David Segerson. God bless him, I guess, you know. Yeah. And said, you always want to make a record? And we like dropped the ice buckets immediately.
Contracts and criminals normally only mean one thing in New York, but Huey and friends were happy with this one, and the first album, Come Find Yourself, was recorded at breakneck speed.
It's easy to make your first record because it's your whole life in the making, really. So just when you're given the opportunity to put stuff on tape, it's really kind of comes easy. And we did the first record, I guess, about 5 days, which is, you know, now it's like unbelievable. You got like Def Leppard taking like 14 years to do a record. And even though the drummers got one on, it has nothing to do with it. At any band's point in their career when they get to make a record, all they want to do is make the record, and they're not thinking beyond making a record. It's all about, Jesus, we're getting a chance to make a record. So we just went in there. We thought the record company was going to, like, all of a sudden change their minds or something like that and stop us from recording, so we tried to do it all really quickly. We were very, very actually frightened that we'd have to go back to work at this nightclub, so the money that we got for our advance, we went and we bought a garbage company, or we bailed out a garbage company that was failing, which everybody thought we were completely nuts about, but it's worked great for us, and it's given us the opportunity to kind of not give a fuck too much. Can I say that? I'm sorry. I keep doing that. But it helps us out in our music, too, because we're not always concerned about writing a single, and our record company's really cool, and they just kind of let us do whatever we want to do because they know that we're completely nuts. And even if they'd say, hey, you shouldn't do that, we're going to do it anyway. And not because we're adolescents in our heads. It's just that we have a pretty good idea what's funny. And we think other people appreciate the fact that there's not a whole bunch in between us and them when they see Maui Homicide 2000 or something like that, or they hear a song. They know it's coming directly from us to you, you know. No middleman. So that gives us the opportunity to do that, which is cool.
1, 2, 3, and I come with the redneck style, cause you know I'm getting paid by the mile like Avis. I paved this, fast save this, everybody smile and act gracious. See, I rob banks at full price. Sometimes I eat franks and conditions. Best wishes, I'm vicious, but here I am again like CNN. Delivery, my friend. Stick 'em up, Mark is the fun-loving criminal. Stick 'em up, Mark is the fun-loving criminal. Yes, we bug a lot, and my friends is loud in, and I'm more freaky than Disco 2000. I scream, I yell, I bark, I bite, I hit you with an egg on a hot summer night. I never let the cops get wind of me, and I never, ever, ever say die. I never take myself too seriously, cause everybody know fat birds don't fly. Stick 'em up, Mark is the fun-loving criminal.
What the hell's going on over there?
Stick 'em up, Mark is the fun-loving criminal. Stick 'em up, Mark is the fun-loving criminal.
The band's emergence seemed to coincide with a lot of Pulp Fiction-inspired gangster chic, and there's no doubt the band were happy to cash in that fashion. However, coming from where they did, they were more entitled to than most.
The fun-loving criminal.
We figured early on we weren't going to try to fake anything. We weren't going to be, you know, try to be like English schoolboys or something like that. We had to be what we were to kind of get our point across honestly. And, you know, people say, oh, it's very Scorsese-esque, and, you know, Huey, you look like Robert De Niro when you go like that. Yeah, because people like Robert De Niro act like people like me. And Scorsese writes movies about people like us. So, in essence, you're getting the non-homogenized version with us, rather than, you know, having people act like people like us. We just wanted to do it the way we were brought up to do something, you know, in our work ethic that our parents taught us. So, if that means, you know, we want to look nice when we play shows, yeah, that we do. We dress nicely. I mean, you see, I wear a T-shirt. Everybody wears T-shirts, you know. But, you know, when you do your shows, you want to present a nice image in case your aunt sees a photo and she goes, oh, he looks so handsome. Not like, oh, look at he's a bum, he's high. So you can be high and wear a suit and get away with it with your family.
Coming from New York, inspiration for the songs was everywhere, and working at the Limelight, one of that town's trendiest clubs, you only had to look around to see all of life.
There was this guy who was working at this club that me and Fast were working at, and his father was a pharmacist. So he'd have all these pills on him at all times, and all different variety of pharmaceuticals. I mean, 1,000-count jars of Valium. He'd walk by us and be like, and just grab a couple and give them to us and have some Scooby snacks. And we were like, wow. Of course, we've heard the term before with the cartoon and whatnot, and even on the street when people talk about drugs, but the way he used it, it was very funny, and everybody was kind of happy whenever he came by. And, you know, Fast and I, being kind of like pretty broke at the time, got high on Valiums one time, and we were, I guess walking by a bank, and this whole story kind of started forming. That was when Pulp Fiction had kind of changed everybody's mind about movies. Like, you could make a movie that was borderline twisted and sick and still be hilarious. And there were a couple movies before then that were like that, but that one was one that kind of like everybody remembers when that movie came out, you know, and we kind of wanted people to get the joke of what we were talking about with the story about the Valium and how you could do something twisted and sick and have it be kind of funny, too, at the same time.
Running around, robbing banks, all whacked off the Scooby snacks. Running around, robbing banks, all whacked off the Scooby snacks. I don't give a fuck about the Hell's Gate, ain't punking the crowd, man, I'm still standing up straight. So we do these jobs, make a little money. No one gets hurt if they don't act funny. On the way to the yacht, we almost got caught. Fast shooting mailbox, going where the cops is, yeah. They acted up donuts adjacent from the former whose mailbox Fast had just exploded. They gave chase from our man Steve's and Ace, and we lost those brothers with haste. We cast it off, and along we went off Bermuda to an island resort we rented.
Got any Yates? Go fish. Got my wish.
Running around, robbing banks, all whacked off the Scooby snacks. Running around, robbing banks, all whacked off the Scooby snacks. Running around, robbing banks, all whacked off the Scooby snacks.
The band's second album, 100% Colombian, was inspired more by the European success and the huge amount of time they spent there. It's a fine album, but one which they themselves initially dismissed as a mistake.
You got nothing on us, coppers.